Okay, students, today we are going to be starting a new unit. We're going to be doing starting with Google Slide. So students, you can see that I am in my Google Lessons files, and so this is where I can choose where I am going to go. In this case, I'm going to be going into My Slides. This is a new folder that we're going to be using. Double click that to open it, and then I'm going to go New. This time, choose Slides. So there we go. So it's going to take me into Google Slides, and again, this is a new app. You may have used it before, but this is the first time we will begin going through this as a class. And it said to call this lesson 4.1, and then we're ready to begin. So I'm going to click down here. All right. So it says step 2. This is a new skill. Choose a theme, and it says to coordinate colors, backgrounds, fonts, and effects in your presentation, you will need to select a theme. The Themes panel should automatically open on the right side of your screen. For this slideshow, you should choose the Simple Dark theme. If it does not open automatically, then theme has an option on your button bar as well. So it did automatically open. You can see it over here, but if it didn't, you can see right here is theme, and so that would open this panel. So we're going to choose under themes Simple Dark. I'm going to choose that theme. All right, and then going on to step 3, it says after selecting the theme, you should click the X in the top right corner of the theme panel to close it. So I'm going to close this. That just gives us more room to work on our document. Step 4 says select text. It says in this lesson, you will be required to select text. There are multiple ways of selecting text. It says you can automatically select text by clicking on it and dragging across the text, or the other common method is simply to click one time on a box. So we don't really have any text on our screen yet, but if we did, you can click and drag. I'm going to put some text in here. My name. If I wanted to select it, I could drag across it. That's selecting. Or yeah, if I do this, if I'm down here and I come up here, I click on the edge, it doesn't actually look like it's selected, but if you click on the border, text actually is selected. So that is just there so that you'll know how to select text as we move on. So I'm going to go on to slide 1, which is what's open on my screen, and I can see over here that this is slide 1. There's a 1 there, and I can see what I've done. You're not actually going to type what I typed, but you're going to look at step 5. It says type healthy treats. Healthy treats as the title of slide 1, and then in the subtitle type a healthy eating guide. And then a colon and your full name. Okay, so that's what you're going to type in the subtitle box. All right, now step 6 says to format text. It says to make the following formatting changes. Select the text in the title box. Okay, so remember, to select text, I can do that, or I want you to see that I can do the same thing by clicking the edge. The cursor is gone. You don't see the cursor flashing there, and when I click on the edge, it stops flashing, so that tells me that this text is selected. I'm going to change the font to Chewy. Chewy, there we go. And the color to yellow. And that was yellow. See how it popped up? Okay. And the size to 72. All right. And then step B says change the subtitle text font to Oswald. I'm going to do that another way. The other way of selecting, and I'm going to change it to Oswald, it says. Scroll down. Oswald. and italicize it. All right. Now in step 7, it says to add a new slide. New skill here. It says to insert additional slides into your presentation. From the new slide drop-down menu, choose the title and body. So let's see if I can. Here's the new slide drop-down. Choose that. I'm going to choose title and body is what it tells me to choose. All right, so now I have slide 2. Slide 1 is still up here, but I'm on slide 2 now. And then it says down below that slide 2, it says in the title box type introduction. All right. And then it says change the font to Chewy and the font size to 36. So Chewy again, that should be at the top, and 36. All right. Now I'm going to go on to the next step, step 9. It says in the click to add text box, you will key the following text. So where it says click to add text, I'm going to click there, and it says, and then I'm going to add some text here. Okay. Teens today are so busy, comma, it is no wonder that they have poor eating habits. Many teens do not even think about what they eat, but they should. This presentation will give some options for making some healthy eating choices. All right, so I'm looking here. I had a mistake here. Fix that. This. It looks like everything else is correct without, at least nothing is underlined. It says change the font size of the text from the previous step to 24. It says to center align it. All right. There we go. And then step 11 says to insert an image. So this is a new skill. It says it's often important that you add images to a slide. The first step is to make sure that you have nothing selected. So click somewhere on slide 2 outside the area where you have text. Click until you see, click until you're sure that nothing is selected. Okay, so I look here. If I click up here, oops, I've selected my title down there. This is selected. So see, I'm just going to come over here on the edge. Nothing is selected at all. And then it says do the following steps. Step A says from the insert menu, choose image, and then click search the web, and type healthy food. Enter. Oops. I don't know if that'll make a difference or not. Healthy food. All right, so I'm going to look through this list and find, it says step C, choose an appropriate picture of healthy food and double click the image to insert it on the slide. So I'm just going to look through here. I like this one, so double click, and it's going to put it on my slide, and it is obviously much too big. So, okay, so I'm going to need to adjust the size of this image. So I'm going to do step 12. It says to resize an image, a new skill. It says the picture that was inserted may not be the correct size, so you may need to resize the image. Remember that you should always resize an image using a corner so that your picture will keep its dimensions. So I'm going to show you what that means. So if I take this right here and grab from the side, see, that messed it up. So I'm going to undo that. If I go from the top, oop, that messed it up too. So I always want to go from the side. So it says, so you should resize the image and place it centered in the space below the text on the slide. It says, see the picture below. So I'm just going to grab, see when I make it smaller that way, see how it keeps its dimensions? I got to keep making it smaller. There we go. And so then I'm going to put it down here. And notice, see that red line that popped up? That tells me that my picture is centered in the middle of the slide. So that's perfect. That's right where I want it. All right, step 13 says to crop an image. It says sometimes you may need to cut something out of a picture. It says use the crop tool on the button bar to cut something out of the picture that is out of the picture on your slide. Okay, so you wouldn't necessarily have to cut something out, but for our purposes today, I want you to. So if you look at the sample there in the instructions, you'll see that the before picture and the after picture, I've cut a little bit of the picture out over here. So I'm going to do the same thing. So this is the crop, and I'm just going to choose to take out some of this stuff over here on the left. Now when I go back up and hit crop, you'll see that it's gone. Now the one thing I do need to do now is go back and recenter that picture. Okay. All right, so cropped. That's just a skill you'll need to find something on your picture to crop out. Step 14 says to add a new slide with the new slide drop-down menu that says, but this time you will choose the layout, title, and 2 column. So I'm going to go here. Title and 2 columns. All right, very good. So now it says in step 15, in the title box of slide 3, which is what I'm on, you will type a healthy breakfast. And it says change it to Chewy and 32. So Chewy 32 is not here, so I'm going to have to type that in. All right. Now it says to create a bulleted list. It says to create a bulleted list, you should click in the left column. Then click on the bulleted list icon. So I don't see it, so I'm going to go here to more. There's the bulleted list, and you'll see it popped up. It says, hint, you may need to click the more button. So if you do, make sure that you do that. Now it says in step 17, type the following list on the column as a bulleted list. It says, note, the bullet should automatically appear as you hit enter. So butter brownies. Note here that I'm capitalizing each word. Berry muffins. Fresh fruit. And yogurt. Y-O-G-U-R-T. And I put Fred fruit. So I have keyed those in, and in step 18 it says select the bulleted list and change the font size to 18. So I'm going to select this, change that to 18. Made it a little bigger. Now it says this is a new skill, we're going to change the line spacing. It says to increase the spacing between the lines of text, you're going to select the bulleted list, and it's already selected for me. And then from the line spacing drop-down menu, and I can see it in the picture there. Here it is. It says to choose 1.5. So you can see it just put a little bit of space in there. Okay. The next skill says in step 20, we're going to delete a text box. It says you will not be putting text in the column on the right. So to delete this text box, you will click on the outside edge of the text box. There we go. And when the border turns blue, click the delete key on your keyboard. Oh, there it went. And it said this should delete the unused box. It says now using the same process from step 11, you should insert an appropriate image of an item from the list of breakfast items, like a blueberry muffin. It says the image should be made to fit the space where the right column was located. So I'm going to go from step 11, insert image, search the web, and then I'm going to type blueberry muffin. See what pops up. All right, and as I kind of scroll through there, I think I'm going to take this one, double click it, places it in here. It's probably about the right size, so I'm just going to kind of get it up here where I think I want it. Looks good, so I'm going to go on to the next step. And the next step is kind of interesting here. Step 24 says continue to create the slides in this slideshow following the template below. Remember, you have already done slides 1 through 3, so you will begin with slide 4. Make sure to apply the same formatting from slide 3 so that the slides will all match when you are done. So I'm looking at that picture there in the instructions, and so I've done slide 1, 2, and 3. So I would be going on now to slide 4. Hit the plus. Oops. Notice this time I didn't go up here and hit title and columns. I could have, but because I want the same slide as I had before, I just hit the plus, and that was fine. So I'm going to type a healthy lunch. I spell healthy right. Then I'm going to change that to 32 and chewy. And then here I'm going to go to the bulleted list and type turkey wrap. Hit enter. Tuna salad sandwich. These are wrong. Okay, so I've keyed those. I'm going to change. I'm going to go back and try to remind myself here. The font size should be 18. Okay, and then I need to go here and change it to 1.5. And then I'm going to get rid of this box, delete on my keyboard, and I'm going to insert an image, search the web, and I'm going to look for a tuna sandwich, tuna salad sandwich there. See what comes up. There's one right there. Going to insert it. Looks perfect, so I'm going to kind of get it there where I want it. All right, so that's slide 4. Now I'm going to pause the video here and finish slides 5 and 6 and come back in after that to finish this project. So you'll need to go ahead and pause the video as well and finish slides 5 and 6. All right, so you can now see that I have added those other slides. So now I'm ready to do step 25. It says to preview a presentation, and I'm going to do this very quickly. It says to view your presentation from the first slide, click the Present drop-down menu and choose from Present from Beginning. Takes over your screen, and you're able to use your mouse to click through the slides. When you are done, hit the Escape key on your keyboard, and there you are. So now proofread and turn it